What is going on, Wastelanders? It is me, Lone Vault Wanderer, here with some more gaming news for you. It is a Bethesda overloaded gaming news video, so I hope you're looking forward to it. As always, we are talking about 3 different news topics today, albeit related news topics. So in the comments below, please put your thoughts about all of them. And now, let's get to the first topic. So the first news article is that Bethesda is slightly changing the way it's doing its Bethesda E3 presentation at E3 of this year. The Bethesda.net article is listed in the description below, but I want to be highlighting the main points. And it says that on June 12, Bethesda will shine the spotlight on its upcoming lineup of games. But this is no ordinary showcase. Along with new gameplay and electrifying updates, we've evolved B3, adding a whole new part to the event, B3+. Immediately after the showcase ends, attendees will enjoy a special Bethesda E3 experience, complete with game demos, hosted interviews, and a variety of food and drinks. And like last year's inaugural B3 showcase, this year's event isn't just for media and industry insiders. After all, we're not just celebrating our games, but also you, our fans. At B3 2015, we had over 1,000 fans in the audience, and this year we plan to have at least as many in attendance. If you're local or can arrange your own travel to Los Angeles, you can register here through Sunday, May 1 for a chance to join us. If you can't make it in person, we'll be streaming the entire shindig, with the pre-show starting at 6:15 PDT and the showcase beginning promptly at 7 PM, with B3 Plus kicking off at 8 PM. Be sure to keep watching after the showcase ends, because we'll have even more inside scoops on a lineup of games straight from the developers, along with a peek of the B3 Plus festivities. Alrighty, this is going to be fucking epic. I loved Bethesda's E3 conference last year. A lot of that had to do with Fallout 4, of course, but the fact that they're, taking it up another level and having this extra additional event in the form of B3 Plus and having game demos, interviews, it's just going to be an entire package that's going to be awesome for us fans. As Bethesda says, we're not just celebrating our games, but also you, our fans. Bethesda seems to really want to reward us as fans with these interviews and these additional content, allowing fans to play early demos of their games, which I presume is going to include Dishonored 2, maybe future Fallout 4 DLC, maybe Doom, who knows. It's going to be a crazy awesome event. I'm also very glad that they're going to be streaming, because it's not just for those that can't make it who are local, it's for everyone around the world. People that, in Australia like myself, or in Canada, or in Europe generally, that obviously won't be able to afford to go to these events in LA, to this big E3 event, but can still experience it from the comfort of their own home. And not just, the main show, but including the pre-show and including the B3 Plus event. So this is topping up to be a really exciting Bethesda E3 presentation. I'm so glad that they're still letting in 1,000 or at least 1,000 fans in the audience. I think that's indicating a fundamental shift from what E3 is traditionally known for, which is, just hosting media and industry insiders. So this is looking to be an awesome show, and I cannot wait to report on it to all of you. The second news topic relates to Bethesda's E3 presentation, funny enough, but it's on a slightly different topic. So yesterday I released a Bethesda E3 2016 predictions video, where I talk about what I think Bethesda is going to be showing during its big presentation at E3 of this year. And I mentioned things like Fallout 4 DLC, like Dishonored 2, maybe a bit of Elder Scrolls, but the overwhelming response in my comments section was people wanting an announcement of a Fallout by Obsidian, such as a New Vegas 2, for example, for the lack of a better term anyways. And I just wanted to discuss in this video how I do not think that's going to happen. Not that I don't want it to happen, alright? Do not misconstrue what I'm saying now. I think another Obsidian Fallout would be great, because it's going to help fill the void between Fallout 4 and Fallout 5, which inevitably is going to be a huge wait and a huge gap. We know that because of the way BGS traditionally develops its games. That might change because of the new studio in Montreal, but going off of past precedent and what we know, and the only thing that we can really say for certain, that it's at least going to be a while until we see anything Fallout 5 related. So why not in the meantime, have Obsidian create another Fallout game such as New Vegas? So I completely agree with you. It would be great to have another one of those games, but it's not going to be announced or talked about at E3. I'm placing this as a firm firm bet for myself that I do not think we're going to be seeing anything else than Fallout 4 discussed at this year's E3 conference for Bethesda. It is just too early to be talking about a New Vegas 2. It is just too early to be talking about a separate Fallout game, especially when they still have content coming out for Fallout 4 and its associated season pass. There is just no way that Bethesda is going to be detracting attention from Fallout 4, which is still placing so much of a focus and an emphasis on. The season pass is still ongoing, Fallout 4 is its main focus for the time being, and it's just too soon after the release of Fallout 4 to be talking about a separate Fallout game. There hasn't been practically enough time for, Obsidian, if they were offered the Fallout contract again, to create a trailer, to even create a teaser for a game. There's not enough time for them to even have created a working demo. If anything, they've probably started concepting, storyboarding, creating concept art, whatever, if they were actually offered that contract. And presumably, I don't think that they have at this stage. I think maybe Bethesda's still thinking about it. I think maybe down the line we'll get something, but certainly not now. I think that's something that I really need to put a reservation out there on. We are not going to be seeing anything Obsidian, Fallout, New Vegas 2 related at the Bethesda presentation at this year's E3. It is just not going to happen, and if I'm wrong, come back to this video and let me know, but I'm pretty sure of it. And the very last news topic is that we have a release date for Wasteland Workshop and also a trailer. So Wasteland Workshop is going to be released next Tuesday worldwide on April 12. The Bethesda.net article again is listed in the description below, as is the trailer for the game, but I'm just going to be briefly describing what the trailer entails, and I'm also going to be linking to Maddie's video where he just does his typical breaking down everything and just does a fantastic job with that. So Fallout 4's second add-on, Wasteland Workshop, will be available worldwide on Tuesday, April 12, on Xbox One, PS4 and PC. With Wasteland Workshop, you can design and set cages to capture live creatures, from raiders to deathclaws, tame them or have them face off in battle, even against your own fellow settlers. The Wasteland Workshop also includes a suite of new design options for your settlements, like Nixie tube lighting, letter kits, taxidermy and more. Watch the official trailer right now. God, Bethesda can write a promo. Bloody hell. They should work for the WWE. The article as well also mentions that Far Harbor is coming in May, which is the largest landmass Bethesda Game Studios has ever created for post-release content. It is even bigger than Shivering Isles, which is something that Bethesda, or more specifically, Pete Hines told us on Twitter. Now, let's be realistic. This DLC is just a layover until we get Far Harbor. It's not meant to be something big or substantial. Bethesda is not trying to sell us that, right? They're being realistic with what it was. They're saying, here it is, you can purchase it, it's $5 or it's part of the season pass. And I know that people are a bit upset or disappointed or whatever that we're not getting these big pieces of DLC, but I've talked about this in the podcast. We will be getting them. I am so confident that we will be getting at least 4 big pieces of DLC for Fallout 4, just like we got with Fallout 3 and just like we got with New Vegas. The only difference with those games is that we're going to be getting those DLC over a longer stretch of time. The gaming industry as a whole has changed its approach with games. Instead of just releasing a game and leaving it to be, games are nowadays treated with much more longevity than normal. Instead of, a Fallout 3 or New Vegas approach, where the DLC for the game was actually released within a year of its release, it seems that what Fallout 4 is doing is saying, hey, no, we're actually going to perform that process over a longer stretch of time, such as 2 years, but you're still going to be getting those big pieces of DLC, such as Far Harbor, but to keep you preoccupied in between those bigger pieces of DLC, we're going to give you a Wasteland Workshop, we're going to give you an Automatron. Those are the types of DLC that are just filling the gaps in between. So don't expect that that's all we're getting with the season pass. Definitely don't expect that all we're getting with the season pass are just these 3 pieces of DLC. I guarantee you that at this year's E3 for Bethesda, we are going to be hearing about more content in Fallout 4 season pass. I am so confident of that, and again, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. So anyways, Wastelanders, that's all from me. Please put your thoughts about all the news topics I discussed in today's video. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourself, and as always, keep fighting the good fight.